Hey there, welcome back to the DrumShed. We are actually in our quick hit series today. So this is where I just talk about something random about drums or music that's interesting to me today. I want to give you a little pattern to kind of help develop your single strokes, to develop your hands. It'll strengthen your inner clock. You know, it's a big thing. I'm a big fan of strengthening the inner clock. It helps with dynamics. So if you're unfamiliar with that term, you can think of it as like the ability to play loud, soft, and everywhere in between. So let's dive in. The pattern, simple. We're going to use 8th notes and 16th notes. And for now, to start, I would think of it as like a 1-bar phrase. Eventually you can extend it. You can make, longer phrases, 2-bar, 4-bar, 8-bar, whatever you want it to be. But to start, I would suggest just a 1-bar phrase. So let's do, I'm thinking 2 beats of 8th notes and then 2 beats of 16th notes. So basically just going, this is with no accents. You're just gonna go single strokes, 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and all right, so a lot of you drummers probably have done that 1,000 bajillion times. And maybe some of you newer drummers, you've never seen something like that before. So we've got 8th notes for the first 2 beats, 16th notes for the second 2 beats. If you click the link in the description below, I've actually got a PDF for you guys with the exercise that we're talking about today. And it's got a bunch of different 1-bar phrases that have little accents in it. It's also got 3 bullet points. And so let's talk about this. Let's break it down. So click the link in the description. It's free. You can download it. You can print it. Whatever you want to do with it. But it's the full thing that I would encourage you to practice this week. Okay. So the first thing I would recommend doing is just adding 1 accent. So let's add an accent on. This is just one example. And like I said, if you click the link below, you'll get all the other examples. But I'm only going to cover maybe 1 or 2 in today's video. So let's add an accent. We're only going to add accents for now in the 16th note section. And let's add just 1. So we'll add it on beat 3. So you've got 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and there you go. If we do it with the metronome, I've got it set to 80. One and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and Okay, so if you notice, it might be hard for the microphone to pick up, but if you noticed, I was trying to play as soft as possible in this little example, but we could also do it at a louder dynamic range. So I'll even play the soft notes a little bit louder. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and There you go. So that was I had a different dynamic range for the unaccented notes. It was slightly louder. Hopefully my mic could pick it up for you. But okay, so that's the idea. That's the first idea, is add the 1 accent. And then when you get your PDF below in the description, what I ended up doing was we shifted the accent. So first the accent's on 3, and then you would do the same 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and but put the accent, instead of on 3, shift it down 1/16th note, place it on the E of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and and then you would do that. You go down the line, shifting the accent. It's so helpful for getting you comfortable playing accents on different notes. It's really great. Start at a tempo that's comfortable for you. If you have to go slower than 80 beats per minute, like as slow as 40, do it. there's no rules to this, you know? The goal, like, I would just encourage you to practice with a metronome. And then, as I always say in my other videos, if you're familiar with some of our lessons here, I would encourage you to increase only by 3 beats per minute at a time. But you can do that multiple times in one practice session. Ooh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. The reason that's helpful is it kind of tricks our brain into getting faster. If you do like 10 beats per minute or more, our brain recognizes it, and that's when frustration kicks in and doubt, and we don't want that. We want to avoid that as best we can. Okay, so when you get your PDF in the description below, you'll see 3 bullet points. Those 3 bullet points give you some ideas as to different dynamic notations that you can practice with. So for example, when I demonstrated with the metronome, I did kind of 2 versions. The first version, my unaccented notes were as soft as, you know, were very soft, right? And then the second time I did it, I tried to play those unaccented notes a little bit louder. So in the PDF below, you'll see there's 3 versions of that. So the accent might be, you know, very loud in one bullet point, and then it might be kind of medium loud or medium soft, you know? All of those are great ways to develop your control playing with dynamics. That is so important as a drummer. So important. I can't stress that enough. All right, so that is what I wanted to show you today, this little lesson. Yeah, and eventually like shift it all the way down. So go in, meaning the accent, shift it all the way down. So even like on beat 4, you know, you'll play an accent on beat 4, and then eventually you'll play it on the E of 4, and so on. And for now, I'd stick with just one accent. Maybe down the road, we'll start adding more than one. Oh, last thing. This isn't in the PDF, I don't think, but also don't be afraid to add, you could add accents on the 8th note. So you could play the 8th notes with accents and then one accent in the 16th note part. So you could go like 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 E and a, or 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a, as you shift down. What I meant by a few seconds ago, what I meant by maybe one day we'll add multiple accents is like if you had 2 accents in the 16th note part. That's what I meant. So you could play, I encourage you to do the 8th notes as unaccented notes, but also as accented notes. That's really cool. So, all right, that's it. That was my little mini lesson here today. This is to help you develop your single strokes, help you develop some dynamic control. It will help with speed, of course, if you're doing it with the metronome and working on getting faster. And it'll help you with your inner clock. It's all sorts of cool stuff. And this could be really cool ideas eventually for drum fills. It'll help kind of expand your rhythmic vocabulary, so to speak. All right, so thank you for being here on the DrumShed. If you, as always, if you like this video, I would be so grateful if you subscribe to the channel. Maybe you want to, I don't know. You're subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, sharing it with people, liking the video, all that YouTube-y stuff. It just helps grow the channel, and your support is what helps me keep this thing going. So yeah, thank you so much. If you don't like this video, you know, don't do anything, just ignore me. But anyway, regardless whether you like the video or not, thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a very blessed day.